We've got some breaking news coming into us just in the past hour here. The former FBI Director James Comey has now been subpoenaed, apparently, in connection with the so-called grand conspiracy investigation run by a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney, according to a couple of sources familiar with this. Remember, Comey has been repeatedly singled out as this perceived political enemy of the president's. NBC News is out to an attorney for Comey who didn't comment immediately. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida also did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Ryan Reilly is one of the members of the team who broke this news for NBC. He's joining us now. Explain this, because I think people heard about James Comey. There was something against him. There was something against him. It was dropped. Now there's something else. What is the deal here?
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of familiar characters to people who followed this for a while. You know, this all basically dates back to 2016, which is unusual in the first place because normally the statute of limitations for federal crimes is 5 years back. What Trump's allies are suggesting is that there was this grand conspiracy and that there were actions taken in furtherance of that conspiracy within the past 5 years, and that's why there's still an ability to bring forward a case here. But you know what you're talking about essentially is an investigation run by a Trump appointee in the Southern District of Florida, and also involving a Trump-appointed federal judge, Judge Cannon, who was involved with the criminal case against Donald Trump himself and dismissed those charges involving the classified documents case that Trump previously was previously facing. And then, ironically enough, the allegation that they're pursuing in this instance is this allegation that members of what I think they would dub the deep state conspired against the rights of Donald Trump. And that conspiracy against rights charge is actually one of the charges that Donald Trump faced in connection with the January 6th investigation himself. So it's the same statute that was being applied in the January 6th case against Trump that is now being used to investigate anyone who was involved in those investigations against Trump, as well as the 2016 election. This all really revolves mostly a lot of subpoenas we've seen so far, and in the case of Comey as well, that all involves the 2016 election and the Mueller investigation, a lot of these issues that Donald Trump still has.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.